So we booked an excursion through Carnival Glory. There's a family of 3 that apparently didn't get the wristbands. Go on a cruise excursion, get your wristband. Don't fight security.
The footage that I have for you is absolutely insane, but it demonstrates what happens when lack of accountability meets entitlement. Not only do I have a news story for you, but I have firsthand accounts from people in the situation. Let's get active.
There are facts that are without question. The earth is round. The sun rises in the east. And this woman is determined. For almost an hour, the ferry operator asked her to get off the boat, but she would not move.
He had to go.
All here bought a ticket for an excursion to a private Bahamian island on the Carnival Cruise Line's app and were later given tickets on the ship. On the day of the excursion, Carnival agents were supposed to take our tickets, ask us to sign a waiver, and give each of us a wristband before boarding the ferry.
Everybody got wristbands. Don't want no wristband.
That's right. This woman had no wristband, and the third-party ferry operator said, no wristband, no go. But the woman insisted she had indeed paid. After more than 30 minutes, the other passengers, all hot and hungry, began to turn on her.
Man, come on, man. Get on, man.
Finally, an officer tried to convince her to get off the boat and seek reimbursement from Carnival. She refused. Another officer was called, and she clearly meant business. But the passenger insisted Carnival had proof of payment. She's now threatening a lawsuit against the cruise line. Leslie Silva is a principal at McCall, Sweeney and Silva.
Look at this.
When you buy the ticket and you have entered into a contractual agreement with the cruise line, are you, in most cases, signing away your right to a jury trial?
You are, unless it's in an extreme case of a bodily injury, then you are bound to go to arbitration with them.
I pulled up Carnival Cruise Line's 20-page terms and conditions statement. It mentions the word arbitration 19 times. But the question remains, had this woman actually bought a ticket, signed the waiver, and not been given a wristband? I asked Carnival those very questions, and a spokesman replied, "It is important to recognize there is more than meets the eye to every story, but given the threat of legal action, we will defer further comment." As for that passenger, she still refused to leave even after the female officer dragged her off the bench.
You want to be like a child and sit on the floor?
No, I want to be like an adult who paid my money.
Finally, after almost an hour, the officers actually picked her up and carried her off the boat.
Wow.
A combative conclusion that certainly was no carnival for any of the parties involved. No carnival, y'all. No carnival. Now, I found that woman, of course. You know I looked for her. I found her later.
What'd she say?
She told me that Carnival gave her a refund for the excursion. Carnival neither confirms nor denies that.
It is wild to me how entitled, how completely selfish, how lacking of awareness and accountability some people are. And if, let's say, we had a dictionary of phrases and the phrase offended by everything, embarrassed of nothing, had a photo, it would be of this lovely young lady getting thrown off of a cruise boat. Let me ask you guys a question. Do you think a sane, moral, high integrity person who actually lost her wristband would behave in this manner in front of their children? And we're going to get ready to go over what her son was doing all throughout this. But do you actually think that they would behave in this way? Or is this a young lady who thinks that the entire damn globe revolves around them and only them? Now, mind you, these people are sitting out in the Bahamas temperature in spring/summer with most of them with no awning over their head, sun beating down on them for over an hour as she kicks and screams, both proverbially and physically and actually ruining everybody's vacation. No matter what the conclusion was, ma'am, you didn't have a wristband. So whether or not you paid or you did not, you are unable to follow the rules. So take your ass off of this boat and go handle it with the cruise line. But instead, you do like what a child does. You sit in a corner and act as if you're dead weight without being able to respond like a mature adult to anybody. Not the other passengers that wanted your ass off, not the staff that wanted your ass off, and not even your own son that wanted your ass off. Now, as promised, and also to get a non-mainstream media accounting of what it is that happened, I found a TikTok page of someone who was on the boat vlogging the incident.
Okay, fair warning, this is a long story, but if you've ever been on a cruise, you know the excursions can be chaotic, so buckle up. So we booked an excursion through Carnival Glory to get on a ferry to go over to the Blue Lagoon Beach.
The captain like,
we
come on,
stood over an hour in line waiting on the ferry to get here. Finally, when we got on, it went crazy. There's a family of 3 that apparently didn't get the wristbands that is required to go to the beach. No wristband, you don't get off of the boat at the dock.
It's so crazy, and that's your responsibility, ma'am. No one else's.
Just that simple. But the mom, she was not having it. She was determined that she was not getting off of this boat. Security came, asked her to leave, and she just kept saying, I'm not getting off of the boat. Over and over again.
That's the son.
Her little boy.
So the little boy has a wristband on, but more than likely it's, if you look down here, this lady has an orange wristband. He has on a green wristband. So I wonder if she saw the wristbands were different, maybe took her wristband off because she wanted to go so bad. But irrespective, the family is knowledgeable of these wristbands. She knows that she's in the wrong. But look deep within this young boy's eyes. That is the look of a young boy that is sick of her shit, that can't wait to be 18 years old to get out of the irrational, illogical decision-making of a hyena. Young man, listen to me. You ever seen this content? Trust and believe me, it's going to get a lot better. Work as hard as what you can within the school district that you are in. Study, study, study. Utilize online resources to figure out if whether or not you want to go into a trade school, or use them to study as much as you can for the SATs while keeping your grades up in school so that you can increase the chances of getting scholarships to get into college and move far, far away. She is your anchor right now, young man, and I get it, but she's your mama and you underage. Look about 15 years old. You only got a couple more years to go, and trust me, life's gonna get a lot better.
He was begging her to get off of the boat.
He's had
enough. And then the little boy just walked away and broke down and started crying. And to make it worse, it was very hot. Like I can't breathe hot.
Yeah.
And one lady started having an asthma attack. At this point, everyone's sweating, waiting and watching this unfold. Finally, a security guard shows up that can actually lift her. And I kid you not, she lifts her up and carries her off of the boat. I've seen a lot on cruises, but this right here was the next level. The moral of the story is,
don't go on cruise.
When you go on a cruise excursion, get your wristband. Don't fight security.
Look at this moron.
Don't ruin your kids' vacation. How embarrassing is this for your child? Have y'all ever experienced drama like this on Carnival Glory for an excursion?
Not only should this young lady be kicked off of this boat, but I actually think that they should have done everything in their power to kick her off of the Carnival cruise ship in general. She has no business being amongst other adults with childlike behavior. Shit, her son is more of an adult and acting more mature than this Lilith. And now because of your behavior, now you're gonna go viral, and the person who's going to be experiencing the most amount of pain because of this is your son. And for that, you should be ashamed of yourself. You too damn grown to be this damn ignorant, ma'am. Just because you bought a vacation doesn't make you special. You're still sharing a space with other people who paid for the exact same experience. So act like it. Let's go through some of the comments just to see what the sentiment is. She's too grown to be this damn ignorant. You right. Ruin that nice trip for that poor child, all because she chose to be ignorant. Yeah, to me, it's not just about the trip. She's more than likely ruining his life with that behavior. Hopefully he is intelligent enough not to pick up her behavior because he recognizes the clown that his mom is. Beautiful Dior says doing all this in another country is wild. This is on the internet for life. I would be upset with the family because now my excursion time for this event has been cut short. Yeah, that's a fact. No one else had their refunds given back to them because they now had less of an excursion time. And I made a bit of a joke earlier, but I was kind of super serious within that. This is actually why I will never go on a Carnival cruise. Let me not say never. Maybe I'll go up on, but the general vibe that I hear about Carnival cruises is not something that particularly interests me at this stage of life. You know what I mean? Give me something where I could just relax. You heard? Not something where there's going to be parties out on the deck and I'm going to see old ass women twerking. Nah, someone has to tag her. I need to hear how she's going to spend this. Yes, please someone tag her so I can review that shit. Shout out to the offended by everything, embarrassed by nothing brigade. You have shown your ass yet again. Guys, let me know down in the comment box down below, what is it that you think about this situation? I think we caught this story early enough before it officially has gone viral. So let's get up ahead of this. Write them comments down below. I want to see what you think about this ridiculousness. And I will see you guys soon. Last but not least, guys, join my men's self-development community. Link to it down below, as well as a link down below to my new website, MTArmy.com. I done told y'all this is the year of amplifying and expand. We taking it to new heights. Click down, beam up, and I will see you guys soon. Until next time, YouTube. Peace. You is ratchet as they come. Rainbow weaves and batwing lashes, weighing more than a man. What time is your football practice? I bet you can hit that A gift like a mug. How you big back it? Said a man must buy you gifts. Where here goes a Fitbit tracker. Are you mad? Cause you got 3 kids by 4 different dads. You pick cookies, then you bash. Oh man, when you get sad.